Before the world fell, there was a project named Skylift, a grand endeavor by humanity's brightest minds. It was meant to be a symbol of hope, a space elevator stretching from Earth's surface to the stars, built to ferry resources, satellites, and perhaps one day people into the orbit without the need of rockets. It was the pinnacle of human ambition, a tower that touched the heavens. But on the day of the inauguration, as people gathered and the world watched in awe, something went wrong. The elevator reached its apex, and then the sky opened. From the void above the skylift descended the first rapture, not with fire
Found
or
him.
fury, but with a silence so complete it drowned out the cheers. It hovered in the sky, impossibly still, as if observing. Then, without warning, it unleashed a pulse of electromagnetic scream that shattered satellites, fried circuits, and turned the skylift into a molten spine of falling debris. And that was only the beginning. The raptures poured through the bridge like it was a flood of nightmares. Some say the skylift wasn't just a tower, it was a key, and humanity had unknowingly unlocked a door that should have stayed shut. The first city to fall was the one beneath the skylift. Then the others followed. In days, nation fell. Skyscraper turned to pyres. The earth, once loud with heartbeat of life, grew quiet. Government scrambled to respond, but their weapons were ineffective as throwing stones at a storm. Tanks melted, jets fell from the sky, and nuclear strikes only left the scar on the earth, not the invaders. But humans, fragile as they are, did not surrender easily. In act of desperation, the United Global Defense Council was formed in haste, a coalition of surviving nations pulling their military might together. They launched Operation Skyfall, a last-ditch attempt to reclaim the skies. It failed miserably. The Raptures adapted too quickly, learning human tactics, and lay waste to all humanity military power. As governments collapsed, corporations rose. Missiles industry, Elysian, and Tetraline, once tech giants, becomes warlords of innovation. They built bunkers, weaponized AI, and began researching synthetic soldiers. It was Miss Celis who first proposed the unthinkable, using the memories of the dead to power machines. Thus began the Nikke's initiative. With the surface lost, the central government constructed the Ark, a subterranean city designed to house the remnants of humanity. It was more than just a shelter. It was a forge. Here, the first Nikkes were born. Cybernetic warrior with human minds, designed to fight a war no human could survive. Even within the Ark, unity was a myth. Factions formed, secrets were buried, and while the Nikkes fought above, those below began to wonder, were they Humanity's salvation or its replacement. In the desperate days following the Rapture invasion, humanity stood on the brink. The surface was lost, and the Ark was still just a blueprint. So the corporation, Missiles, Legion, and Tetra turned to the unthinkable, transplanting human brains into mechanical machines, mechanical body. These early volunteers were called suitors, men and women who offered their life to become something more. But the process was brutal. Most died, and those who survived changed. It was then discovered that only young women, particularly between the age of 10 and 25, could survive the neural integration. As for the male candidates though, they got zero success rate. Thus, the Nikke project narrowed its scope, not out of design, but necessity. The first generation of Nikkes were raw, mechanical, and terrifyingly powerful, outfitted with missiles launcher, leg-mounted booster, and heavy armor. They were like walking arsenals, but their minds, still human, struggled to reconcile with their new forms. Many suffered psychotic breaks, memory loss, or emotionally collapsed. Some forgot who they were, others remembered too much, and few began to question why they were made to fight at all. Among these warriors rose a legend, Liliways, the first operational Nikke and the strongest one of the time. She led the Goddess Squad, a unit of elite Nikkes including Dorothy, Snow White, Scarlet, Rapunzel, and Red Hood. They were humanity beacons, symbol of hope and vengeance. They stood their ground on the surface and buying time for the Ark project. By the third year of the war, the Ark was operational, barely. Its system flickered, its walls groaned, but it held, and within the steel veins, humanity's last breath endured. However, as the Ark finished constructed, the Goddess Squad story ended in tragedy. The Goddess Squad was deployed on a mission so classified, even the Ark's highest ranking officer speak of it only in hushed tones. They never returned. Some say they were betrayed. Others believe they saw something they weren't meant to. But one thing is certain, their legacy shaped every Nikke's follow. With that being said, what is Nikke? By saying that, wouldn't be best to start from their anatomy? The anatomy of Nikke, a synthesis of flesh, machine, and memory. In the shattered world of Goddess of Victory Nikke, humanity lies hope, lies not in towering war machine nor in fleet of gunships, but in the enigmatic figure known as Nikkes, warrior girls born from death, sculpted in sorrow and hardwired for vengeance. Though they fight with mortality fragility, their anatomy reveals a seamless coverage of human vulnerability and machine efficiency. With that being said, their anatomy are constructed in 5 distinct parts. NMC, or Neuromechanical Core, the synthetic soul. At the heart of every Nikke lies the neuromechanical core, a center of processing and emotion monitoring system that replicates human consciousness. This isn't mere programming, it is the encoding of a former human's mind transplanted into a synthetic architecture. Many Nikkes process fragmented memories of their past human life, lending emotional resonance to their dialogue and combat behavior. The NMC function both as a CPU and the soul anchor, making them not only efficient tactical units, but emotionally driven entities haunted by echoes of humanity. For some, that memory drives loyalty, for others, rebellion. So basically, neuromechanical core is their CPU, while their original brain, organic brain, in which it is transferred and replanted into a synthetic body, is the GPU, or emotional attachment to the past human self. The second part is Musculoskeletal Framework, or carbon titanium hybrid. A Nikke combat performance rely on reinforced endos and exoskeletal cases constructed from carbon titanium alloy, mimicking human musculature with myomer-like artificial fiber. These fibers allow for explosive movement, high-speed reflexes, and stability of extreme ballistic loads, all while retaining the feminine grace that form part of their psychological warfare. This hybrid structure is also modular, explaining why different Nikkes have dramatically diverse external design, from artillery specialist with bionic limbs to stealth operative with sleeker frames. The third part is dermal
Just a little
interface
closer.
layer, or flesh that feels. Despite their mechanical bodies or synthetic bodies, Nikkes are wrapped in a synthetical dermal sheathing, a nanomaterial engineered to mimic human skin in texture, elasticity, and sensory feedback. This layer allows them to feel pain, temperature, and even tactile sensation, preserving their emotional authenticity.
How'd it come out?
This ability to feel isn't incidental or other things. It is essential. Emotional resonance power
Have you got some
tactical
film?
decision making and squad cohesion. The more human the Nikke, the more unpredictable and therefore more valuable she becomes. And note to ourselves, dermal interface layer is not just about the skin, but also the neural pathway, and so on. Everything that connected with sensory feedback is also the part of dermal interface layer, which is we can also see in the early episode of Nikke, where some Nikke could taken off their sensory feedback, such as their smell, olfactory, and also their senses of heat, and so on.
Man, it stinks to high heaven. If there aren't any people living here, how come it smells so bad?
Because it's a drain pipe. All sorts of stuff builds up in here over time.
Guys,
What is it?
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Then turn off your olfactory sensor.
But I feel less of a human when I do that. You're not serious, are you? In my heart, I'm a human. It's all I have. Well, good for you! As for me, I'm turning mine off.
Commander, are you alright?
Hey! Watch what you say when you're behind me! You're in my line of fire, if you know what I mean. All
The
Nikke's
fourth
are heroes.
is WIS,
So
which is
You
Weapon
bet.
Integration System.
Interesting subject to observe.
This is a code or a program that embedded along their spine and limbs
Let's be
are
heroes
core
together!
and neural pathways that interface directly within the
As long
weapon
as you
system.
trust me, I will
This
never falter.
WIS allows for nearly zero lag control of their firearms, artillery,
What's
and
next?
heavy
All
weaponry.
Nikke's are heroes.
The hardware
So are
varies
you.
by unit
So we
class.
will never
Some
lose.
bear integrated cannons, other modular weapon mounts.
You're
Their
a most
ability to handle
interesting
recoil
subject
from
to
high
observe.
caliber
Let's be
ordnance
heroes
stems
together.
from both skeletal reinforcement and balance algorithm coded
As
into
long
their
as you
cerebral
trust me,
processor.
I will never
So
falter.
basically, WIS isn't always integrated in every Nikke, but
All
some
Nikke's
do.
are heroes.
For
And
example,
so are
in
you.
the Matisse
So
squad,
we will never
where
lose.
there's Lapas,
Alright,
she can
what's
transform
next?
and call forth her cannon by just a word. It just come and manifests
Let's be
itself
heroes
into her
together.
arms. Some WIS also
As
comes
long as
in
you trust
an
me,
early
I will
model of
never
Nikke,
falter.
like in the Pilgrims, for example. There
Alright,
is a
what's
Nikke
next?
called Dorothy, which is she has
So long
two
as we
battle
share a
stance,
common goal,
a normal battle
we can be
stance
together
and
moving
also
forward.
the ready battle armor battle stance. She can transform
Don't you
into
look forward to
two
life in
sides of it.
paradise?
The last but not least, the energy core and maintenance. Rather than traditional metabolism, Nikkes are powered by high-density energy cores that sustain both motoric function and neural processes. These cores require routine maintenance and recharge cycles, usually overseen by engineers from the ARC. Core failure can result in memory corruption, sometimes called death, in their circles. Rumors in the lore whisper of forbidden metal to extend Nikke's lifespan, or even resurrect corrupted ones, though these stories often ended in tragedy. So basically, energy cores is like a battery to Nikke. Of course, how can they move without electricity or energy that's surging through their body? This also we can see in the case of Matisse. They are also given order by Xuen, their company corporate leader, to explore the surface without being recharged properly. So thus far, they cannot fight to their limit and optimally and effectively because they are limited by their battery. We can also see about the Musculoskeletal Framework, their carbon titanium hybrid body for endo and exoskeleton cases, and they are also dermal interface layer by this scene, particular scene from the first chapter, where Marian, a corrupted Nikke, is being destroyed.
Considering there was only a 12.4% of success, I'd say that was a job well done.
I'll check the survivors. No survivors from the Vanguard. All the parts have been ransacked.
What about Marion?
Still alive. Over here. Here.
This is bad. Her brain has already been corrupted. We all know the rules. Any Nikke who has sustained brain damage is to be disposed of. According to the law, the execution must be carried out by the commander.
This pistol is for when we must self-terminate. Humans can use them as well. Just get in close.
Perhaps I should do it?
No. We Nikkes cannot execute our own kind. No time to hesitate, Commander. If we don't get this done, she will probably become an irregular soon. Commander! Over here, Commander. Commander. Thank you for your bandage. No signs of life.
Official confirmation of death. Our investigation mission is complete. Head back to the Ark. Damn it!
And we can see over here her casing, musculoskeletal framework, and also her dermal layer. So we can see over here that Marian and other Nikkes has a hollow frame that contain their endoskeleton, while their exoskeleton are covered by dermal interface layer. It's a sad thing to see Marian in that state, while she is the first one to wake us up and also love us, but that's just how it goes in the Nikke's world. So, if you wish to discuss or me to evaluate and make another video about Nikke, feel free to drop the comment below, give it a like and thumbs up, subscribe, and also your comment will also result in the next video.